Hey everyone, I am going to carry on working on this cat's eye. This is my reference photo, which I have taken from Pixabay, and today I will create this fair around the eye using subtraction techniques, which is the main focus of this tutorial. So first of all, I take my card from underneath the drafting film. My line drawing is underneath. So if you want to know about this method to use how to use the transparency of drafting film to trace down, watch the first video in this series, which is specifically talking about that. So without any further ado, I will go in and start creating my fair. So to use subtraction techniques, which is using two tools, one is the slice tool and the other one is a mono eraser, a tiny eraser that I have here, like a pen eraser. Probably I'm gonna use mostly the slicer today because of the color of the fair that I am seeing in this picture. But who knows what's gonna happen? We never can predict what's gonna happen in drawing. So the first thing that we do, we build up the under layer in order to be able to take it out with the slice tool. If you don't know what I mean, you just have to trust me and just wait to see what happens. So the first thing I will do is to recognize what color is in every area around this eye, and from what I can see, this part is mostly light color. This is like a grayish color, and when it goes up, it becomes a dark base from which white fair is coming out. So I am going to start coloring in, and I'm going to use this color, which is the 50% cool gray for this part, and simply go in the direction of the fair. You have to put enough pigment down to be able to take it out. So I am going in the direction of the fair, which goes like that. You might say that the fair here is white. Just wait and see what happens. We'll make it white in a minute. So I am going to put a combination of this and a lighter gray, which is the cool gray 2 in Polychromos. This one is Prismacolor. So I'm just following the direction of the fair, putting these this pigment down without thinking too much or being too specific, just going round, leaving a little bit of gap because I'm gonna put a lighter color in. If we build this layer up carefully, our job later on will be very easy. So then in here, the fair is going up like that. I'm just using the same color to simplify this process. You can use any gray, really. Using gentle pressure. as I'm approaching this part, it's mostly beigey color, so I'm going to use my brown ochre from Polychromos to do the rest of this part because it's beigey. So basically you have a look at what's going on in the base of the area you're going to produce the fur, like that. All around the eye is beigey, creamy color. I'm not going to carry on for long for this, so I'm just going to do some parts tonight, and tomorrow night we're going to talk about how to use the other side of the drafting film to darken the shades, or to add a shade, because drafting film doesn't have that much tooth, but you can use the other side to add to your pigments if you feel like you haven't got you have run out of the tooth of your paper. So now I'm going to use a lighter color, which is Polychromos warm gray 2 for here, and just add to this layer. As I said, in order to take it out, you need to put them in first. You need to put a lot of pigments down, and in my experience, if you use waxy pencils, it's easier to scratch them out, but this color is really a good color, so I'm gonna carry on using it. This part actually has got a bluish shade to it. I'm going to actually carry on doing this coming out here, because this fur is a long fur. Maybe I get the other gray out and do this fur to this side, because it is too long to be left, and it has to be all in one go when I take out the colors. In a minute I'm gonna put my card underneath after I block the colors in the first layer, and I'm gonna come all the way here because these are long fur. Using really gentle pressure. As I'm coming up here, again I'm gonna get the brown ochre and make these a bit longer, and then add a darker shade to this part. I mean, we can finish this here because there are some fur that are finishing. They're not too long, so it's okay. In the interest of time, I'm just going to do the minimum that could be done. And in here also. Okay, warm gray 2 going on this part, mixing with this color. Then on this side as well. The other color that I can see in there is, I'm gonna add this beigey color, which is the raw umber 10%. These are all the colors that I can see here. There are other darker ones that I will add in a minute. Basically filling up all the gaps because I don't want any paper that is left blank here before I use my slice tool on it. And also some in here. Then I think now it's enough to put my cards underneath again and get rid of the ugly line drawing and work on this without the line drawing. Okay. So the next thing, I'm gonna add some darker colors in the mixture. I'm gonna use burnt ochre for here. Just go in between these. Colors. Because you have a mixture of all these colors from which the white fur has emerged. And here also. As you can see, I'm not putting these strokes down in a particular way. I'm following the more or less the direction of the fur, but it's not like I'm paying too much attention to the details. And I'm going to use a dark gray to go in between these and darken this part a little. Basically, we want all the colors that we want to appear in the base between the furs to be a mixture of that already in place before we start scratching. I always forget to put my phone on do not disturb when I'm filming. So good job we weren't too much disturbed this time. Okay, and now I'm gonna come down from here. I can see some blue specks, so I'm going to get the I actually need a blue for here, but it's okay, I can work with the gray as well. Can put the glaze of blue on the top later. You might think that this part is completely white. First of all, white fair is actually not white. It's all different shades of the reflection of the lights, plus all shades of gray. Because it's white, it reflects a lot of shades. I better get my blue. Right, so I've got my dark indigo now, so I can go and make sure that I have some blue shades on the top here. And some lighter blue to go in between. So I'm just gonna glaze this part with blue just to have this shade in between other shades really. Right, so and just a little bit of bister here to go make this beigey, more beigey. It's already brownish. Okay, now it's time to get the slicer out and do the first slicing. So I'm gonna start from putting my glycine sheet here. I'm gonna start with just creating. This is a slice tool, and the way that it works, you just hold it the way that you hold a pen and just go with the direction of the fair. It's really possible to get carried away and do this too much, but you've got to remember that it is just part of the process, and you need to do the rest of the process with your pencils, really. You shouldn't expect all the drawing to be done by a slicing, although this is actually drawing with, I am drawing with my pen cutter, slice pen cutter. Now I'm careful. Before, when I was putting the lines down, I was not really bothered with the details, but now I have to be careful because what I scratch out can't be replaced. So I need to make sure that I am on the right direction I don't think I'm gonna need any of my the bit that using the Tombow eraser. Okay, now in here I have to just watch the length of this part of the fur under the eye, so it's I can see that I haven't put enough maybe pigment on this part, so maybe I should go in and do that, because otherwise it's not gonna do what I want it to do. So I'm gonna get that color that I had in hand before, and just make sure that I am actually filling this with color. And a little bit of the another darker color. I'll use the warm gray. Actually this is dark sepia, but it will do. So just make sure that you have enough pigment down before you start with your slice tool. Okay, now I think I'm ready. So I'll start from here again. All you need is confidence, a sharp slice tool, sharp blade, and confidence that this is going to work. And again going up here, and I'm really watching some of this fur on the top is a bit curly, so I am creating these curls like winky, not curly really. Okay, now it's time to go in and put the second layer, and this time I'm gonna watch what I have. So again, this part is coming out, is dark, so it's dark gray going in, and if I've done my job right, as I do this, it will color in between the scratches and will create a nice base. I'm gonna get the dark gray again. The warm gray 5 this is, and all I'm doing is just go in between these scratches. putting these layers down only to take them out again. Top here is blue. I'm gonna make it blue. On the top of those scratches, what we've taken out, we can glaze them a little. You can never fill them up, but you can glaze them a little. So up to here is blue, and after that is actually very white, but I'm going to use the warm gray too to go on the top of these, make them beigey. If I couldn't finish the rest of this eye, I'll just finish this part. Okay, slice tool again. For with drafting film, it's not good to touch the film, so the best way is to actually use a soft brush. So I'm going to go on the top with this light blue, just to give it a shade of blue here before going in with a light darker color to darken the top. And I'm just going to make this part a bit more crowded, thicker hair, and then going on the top again with like a purplish color, which is going to be the sepia 10%, to go in between this part. And also I'm going to use a slightly darker color, which is this gray, to go and darken randomly. This is actually not dark enough, so I'm going to use this darker color to go in and darken some of these shadowy areas. For the rest of the fur on the top, I'm going to speed up this with video because the process is exactly the same as what I did here, it's just with different colors. The only thing I wanted to show you now is a brief using of Tombow Mono Eraser, just to make sure that this part is actually as light as I want it to be. Just we basically use this these tools not as erasers but as another pencil. Okay, I'm gonna speed up the this video now because I don't want to be too long. So see you at the end. Done, nearly done. I mean, it's got more room to work on, but this is the final part that I wanted to show you. So this is to create those hair strands that are actually coming on the eye. You can use your slice tool to create them. So here you are. This is the using the subtraction. A very briefly explained subtraction techniques on drafting film to create fur. Thank you very much for watching.